Yeah, one is we have discussed here like two programming options we have seen. One is T-SQL and .NET languages, and we have discussed here how to enable the options, right? SP configure. Just by using SP configure here, we can enable or disable the options. Right, right. Okay. Next one's here like after that, next we have discussed like SQL Server is a collection of what? 4 servers. DB engine is our main server where we are working as a DBA, right? DB engine, DB engine, right? Okay. Next here like that's remember while connecting also see here while installation also we can see these 4 servers. While connecting also see here whenever we are connecting it is asking which server you want to connect. Okay, which server you want to connect here. Okay, it will ask very clearly. Right. So next say like depends on say which server we need to connect. So we need to we are going with the we have to select here. See means as a DBA 99% will work with database engine only, but our BI team is there, right? Business intelligence team is there. They will work with the SRSIS means MSBI team. Just remember for us only our job is to work with what database engine only or database server only. Okay, right, right. Okay, check here like after that. Mm. Next one like already we have seen this whenever we run any query. Just SSMS will submit this query to which service SQL Server service which is running in the background. This SQL Server service will process the query, will get the result back. Okay, this service will process the query. We are getting the result back. Okay, right, right. Okay. Next year, like after that, important point is that SQL Server in a machine. How SQL Server is there in a machine? Okay, how SQL Server is sitting in a machine. Okay, so basically remember like SQL Server, like whenever we install SQL Server one time, we are calling it as one instance. We are calling it as one instance, right? Whenever we install SQL Server one time, we are calling it as one instance. Instance is nothing but what? One copy of SQL Server. One copy of SQL Server. Okay, so that's remember like here we can install SQL servers here multiple times. We can install SQL Server maximum remember 50 times 50 in one machine. In one machine, we can install SQL Server maximum how many times? 50 times. Okay, right, right. Okay, check here like now. Now say like yeah. So next one say like what I will do like next whenever we install here like let's say this is one time I have installed SQL servers here one time with the same name similar to our machine name for example same name similar to machine name. Okay, right. So then say like once we install SQL Server with same name similar to machine name, Generally, remember this is called default instance. Default instance here, whose name is equal to what? System name. We are calling it as a default instance. Already we have seen instance is nothing but one copy of SQL Server. Instance is nothing but one copy of SQL servers here. Okay, default instance. Okay, but remember whenever we install SQL Server with here system name slash some name. By default, remember whenever we are installing SQL Server, it will ask to to enter here either we need to go with default instance or named instance. If I say named instance, then remember it will ask the instance name. For example, test is the instance name. For example, test is the instance name. Okay, right. See, this is called say named instance. Check here in my machine also. Just now I have connected to one of my instance. See here, FRRIT. Okay, this is our system name slash LIC loans. See here, whenever you see system name slash some name, then remember it is called named instance. Two types of instances we have to understand: default and named instances. Default and named instances. Here, as part of SQL Server, we have two types of instances: default and named instances. Right, right. So here's like in case of default instance name is equal to system name, named instance name is equal to system name slash some name. Okay, under instance here again we have databases here. Hierarchy we have to understand. In one machine we can have one or more instances. Under each instance we have databases. Under each DB we have schema. Under that objects here. Okay, like stored procedures, functions, triggers, something. Here remember schemas are basically to group the tables. Schemas are there just for grouping the objects or grouping the tables. Okay, schemas. Right, right. Okay, see here now. Understood, right? Overall hierarchy. In one machine, we can have one or more instances. Maximum how many? 50. Under that, we can have databases. Under that schema, under that objects. Objects are what? Like tables, views, stored procedures, something. And see, this schema is like a folder. Schema is like a folder. Okay, right. That is like we have to understand here, like what is the like hierarchy of SQL Server. It is clear or any confusion is there here? Jagdish, Anil. Lakshmi, it is clear, Kiran. Okay, yeah. Okay, just remember whenever we are installing SQL Server, we are calling it as one instance. Okay, don't get any confusion. Okay, right. Check here, like separate copy instance is nothing but what? Separate copy of SQL Server. We can have maximum 50 instances per machine. Every instance has its own binaries and folders. Types here, like two types just now we have seen, default and named instance. For default instance, remember SQL Server in bracket we have MS SQL Server in brackets. Here we have MS SQL Server. For default instance always same, but for named instance here SQL Server in bracket we have instance name, right? Like just now remember our instance name is what? LIC loans. That's why SQL Server in bracket we have LIC loans, for example. Okay, right, right. Okay, these are still like yeah, we have to understand here. Right. Okay. Check here like yeah, this is your instance summary. Is there means every instance has these four major components. See here, every instance has their own services, right? In the background, every instance has their own services. We can check here, see, by using the command select star from sys.dm underscore yeah, server services. See here, already we know two main services, right? SQL Server in brackets here, instance name is there. SQL Server agent in bracket we have instance name. These two are our main services. That's why remember tomorrow if you want to restart the server, okay, which service we need to restart? Tomorrow if you want to restart the server or stop the server, means SQL Server I am saying. Okay, which service we have to stop, Anil? Suman, which is our main service? Pawan? No, tomorrow if you want to stop this server, okay, so we have to stop which service? Yes, SQL engine, nothing but what? This SQL Server service. Just remember, already we have discussed SQL Server is our main service, right? Yeah, SQL Server is our main service actually. So yeah, which is going to process here our queries. Okay, SQL Server is our main service. Right, right. Okay. Clear, right? Yeah. Yeah. That's why if we want to stop or start or restart, we have to stop this service. Okay, where we can stop? We can go to services.msc. See here, services.msc. Okay, here see SQL Server. SQL Server in brackets here LIC loans. Right? LIC loans. Here see, this is our main service which is currently running. We can stop here. Okay, if you want, already we know to stop or start the services compulsory we need what? Approval is compulsory. Okay, approval is compulsory here to stop or start the services. Okay, right, right. Okay, then see like let's see that's why tomorrow SQL Server is running or not, how you can check. Just we have to go to services.msc. We have to see with what name LIC loans, right? LIC loans running. Okay. So here see, this is default instance. If you say MS SQL Server, it is what? Default instance. MS SQL Server. MS SQL Server is nothing but what? Default instance. Okay. Right. Correct, right? Okay. Right. Okay. Then why services only? No choice asking. Means remember any server, not only our SQL server, it may be anything. Remember, it is a collection of what? Services, not only our SQL server. So it may be anything. Remember, it may be SQL server or SQL Oracle. Anything here, like anything is a collection of what? Services. We have to understand. Anything is a collection of services. Okay, that's remember here also in SQL Server also, like we have yeah, collection of what? Services. Right, right. Okay, that's like we have to understand here, like yeah, SQL Server is what? Collection of services. Right. Okay. Then say like next one say like once it is yeah. So now check here. After that here, every instance has, remember, their own folders. Their own folders means whenever we install SQL Server, automatically 8 folders are created here. For example, here, if I go to, if I right click on instance properties, means what? Where this instance is installed, we can check here. See, in root directory. Root directory, copy this path, go to this path. We can see the folders here. These are the folders actually. Backup, bin, data. By default, remember, once we install SQL Server with custom installation, we'll get these 8 folders automatically. We'll see that one by one in the next session. Then see every instance has its own system databases. Check here, if I go to databases, system databases, here see we have system databases here. Every instance has its own system databases. Okay, by default, remember 5 system databases are created. 4 are visible. 4 are visible. One is hidden database. Resource is there here. One database. It is hidden database. Resource. Okay. So this why it is hidden database later we'll see. And we'll discuss tomorrow briefly what is there in which database before installation. Okay. Then see every instance has its own error logs. Error logs are very, very important for us. If I go to management under C SQL Server logs, current logs here. These are the error logs. Means remember tomorrow anything happen like backup fail, log shipping fail, application fail. First step remember we have to check this current log. Here we can see very clear message. Why? What is the error? Why it is failing? Okay. Depends on this error message. We can plan for troubleshooting. Clear, right? Yeah. Depends on this error message. Remember, we can plan for troubleshooting. Okay. That is like we have to understand here. Purpose of error logs. Why? Because our regular job is what? Troubleshooting. That's why compulsory we have to check this, or we have to read these error logs regularly. Okay, our regular job is what? Troubleshooting. That's why we have to work with these error logs regularly. Okay, right, right. Mm. Right. Okay. These are see like yeah. What is the purpose of error logs? These are see every instance has these four major components through which we have to work with regularly. Regularly. Okay. Four major components. I will discuss once again tomorrow. Yeah. Today just we have seen what is what. We'll discuss something more. Then we'll start with custom installation. Okay, how we are going with the custom installation, we'll discuss this, okay, in the tomorrow session. Okay, right, right. Okay, uh, clear, right? Yes, okay. Just said today we have seen some brief session. Actually, from Monday onwards, like some other people are also joining. So what we'll do, we'll conclude the session here. Just we'll continue again Monday. Okay, same time 8 p.m. IST. Just here in the summary we have to understand SQL Server is a collection of four servers we have seen, but we are working with database engine. Second point we have to understand SQL Server, we can have here multiple instances in the machine. Hierarchy we have to understand. So in the server we have instances. Under each instance we have DBs. Under that schemas. Under that objects. Two types of instances we have discussed: default and named instances. Mostly in real time we'll work with default instances. Okay, after that instance summary we have seen, this I will discuss once again into next class. Then we'll see the system requirements. We'll start with installation, how we'll do installation in real time. Okay, right.